Hey there, it's Marley Major. Before we dig in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell because you definitely don't want to miss another glorious disaster here on Every Day's a Train Wreck. Because missing an episode, now that would be a train wreck. Let's get to it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Every Day's a Train Wreck. I'm your host, Marley Major, and hey, listen, it's the last podcast of the year. Can you believe it? We made it to the end of 2025. Believe me, I really can't believe we made it or that I made it. And I have the perfect guest, back by popular demand, of course, because she's like the most positive person on the planet. Viola Murrone. If you have listened to any of our past podcasts, Little Miss Feel and Heal, Little Miss Reiki, crystals, all the good juju, former Chanel executive, lest you think that this is just all like, giggles and rainbows. It is not. She is here with real advice that I think is going to help us all get rid of the heaviness of the year and just kind of take a really good deep breath like only a fabulous Italian can. And please, if you have not listened to our past episodes, you must, and you will learn why we will talk throughout this and laugh about the word herb. So there you go. Okay, without further ado, MissFeelAndHeal.me, Viola, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me and thank you for the introduction. Now it's a lot of pressure on me.
Oh, of course it should be, yes. But if anybody can take it, it's little tiny skinny. I just had a little tiny baby affogato and I'm full, like what a joke. So Viola, I was very intentional as I try to be with you because as my little Virgo friend I told the podcast team, I said, listen, I have this. Viola is going to be the last podcast of the year. Fortunately for all of us, the last podcast drops. We always drop on Wednesday, and this one drops on the 31st of December. And I know a lot of times podcast hosts, like they take the time off or they're like, oh, we're going to do best of for December, whatever. I was like, no, I want to go into the eye of the storm with you, Viola, and talk about, well, it's a concept that I've been working on because I leave, we're taping this a little bit earlier, but I leave for Vietnam tomorrow to do a speaking gig on the future of AI. And my without giving it all away, but my topic is all around the future of AI and basically how AI people will build amazing companies if they can solve invisible suffering. Okay. And that is sort of the topic of today because so here I am in Southern California. We started the year, I think it was January 6th or 5th, whatever it was, with these fires. And I'm sorry, it is now December. It feels like at least my brain or the world is still on fire. So many of my friends, and so, no matter where they live, what walks of life, everything just feels so heavy. And I want to blame it on Mercury retrograde. That's what I blame just about anything I can. Then I try to blame it on the Mercury retrograde shadow period. Then I try to blame, okay, as far as I know, we're out of all of those periods. I know you were telling me about Uranus or somebody was doing something, but Viola, for our listeners, now, by the way, if you're in the best, happiest zone right now, maybe like put this on kind of mute for like 10 minutes and then come back because we're going to have the real world practical stuff. But why does everything feel so heavy? And maybe I should have phrased it differently before I told you all that. Do you feel like it's so heavy? Like what is in the world is going on?
I feel the heaviness, I feel the intensity. I've felt it the whole year, but for some reason, from September was eclipse season. Oh, finally, September is over. October is going to be lighter. I felt like October was even heavier than September.
Yes, I agree.
And then November was Mercury retrograde. And
Yes.
funny enough, my November was lighter than October. So it was like, okay, something is going on, but still intense. And like I've done a free online Reiki for
Yes.
the past full moon exactly because I felt not only for me, but every person I was talking to, everybody was saying how heavy or
Yes.
intense or hard this moment of the year was happening.
Right. Right.
On one side, the end of the year usually carry an intensity energetically. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter only for, Mercury retrograde or any other retrograde, eclipse season, whatever is going on.
Right.
It is a moment in the northern hemisphere particularly that it's intense because we're going in the darkness.
Oh,
So,
got it. Okay.
starting from around mid-September, when it's that we have the fall equinox, so we have the same amount of day and night. From that moment until the winter solstice, the world is getting darker and darker by the minute, by
It
the day.
sure is. I would like to highlight that the world is getting darker and darker. Yes, literally by the minute, by the second sometimes.
And
Keep
it
going.
is literal. It's like we do feel this intensity, we do feel this heaviness. And it is a moment that we live, at least this is my own opinion,
Yes.
in a way that doesn't serve us,
Right.
because we're getting ready for Christmas, for the holiday season, whether it's Christmas, whether it's Hanukkah, whether it's
Right.
another holiday, whatever we celebrate mid December, it's always a festivity of light. So if you
Right.
think Christmas, when you think Christmas, you think the Christmas light. When
Right.
you think Hanukkah, it's like, you
The
light a
candles.
candle every day. So it's all about light. Why? Because it's true, from the winter solstice, from the day after, we have the opposite energy that we're having now. We have more light.
When does that more light start again? December 22nd? Please tell me.
Yes,
Oh,
around
thank you,
December
Jesus.
22nd,
Okay,
21st.
keep going. Okay, got it. And Ganesh and
So
and yeah, everybody.
the
Thank you.
energy there, despite it's still very dark, but we know we're gaining light. So it is
Right.
a moment more of hope. At the moment, it is a moment of introspection. I always joke and I say there's no seasonal depression, but there is seasonal introspection that we do not respect.
Oh, okay. Okay. So let's unpack that. What do you mean by that?
This is a moment because it's getting darker and darker. And even if you think about nature, the leaves, I mean, I live in Florida, we don't have this, but in general,
Right, right,
the leaves fall, the animals go in hibernation,
right,
nature shuts down. And what do? We have Christmas parties. We go out looking for presents. We organize, events and everything. So we're
right.
we're kind of going against nature. We're doing the opposite of what we should be doing.
It's like we're trying to like almost use scaffolding or something to falsely like prop ourselves up or
Yes.
yeah.
How many people do you know that they told you, probably 100%,
Yeah.
I don't have the energy to do this. Oh, I don't want
Yes.
to go to this party.
Totally.
So I feel that at the moment we should be really, really mindful. For example, we've had Miami Basel
Yeah. Art
a couple
Basel.
weeks
Yeah.
ago, Art Basel, and I was like, I'm not going. I'm
Oh,
not going.
really?
I didn't
How
go.
come? It was too
I
much?
I just wanted to be home. I just wanted my time. I really needed time with my family and with myself. And I know that if I would have gone, I would have loved it,
Yeah.
but it would have drained me.
Right.
And I
And
didn't have that energy.
that I think is something to really put a pin in right now is to say, like to constantly be asking ourselves what drains the battery and what fills the battery up. Because like everybody thinks I'm the biggest extrovert, which to a certain extent I am, but you know me very, very well. And you know that if I do not have my like internal time and a good amount of it to be writing, reflecting, working on my projects, working on my businesses and my strategies and stuff, I will lose my mind. Like a week and a couple weeks ago, I was out, like, I had to be. There was a funeral, there was dinners, it was like every night or for 4 in a row. And Viola, it was like that by the end of it, I was just, I mean, it was amazing. And I was so grateful for so much of it, right? But by Monday morning, I felt like I had swum the like Bering Sea. I was so like, oh my gosh, I just want to be in a cocoon. Right. And so that was probably because I was going against that like I probably should have been a little bit more in hibernation mode. But
Yeah.
okay, so keep going.
So for me, one of the first thing is really analyze your energy and set the boundaries you need to set.
Okay, so what does that for people who are well, for a lot of us who are not good at setting boundaries, we're very good at like telling our friends to set boundaries or like you should be doing this or well. So, but if we're not good at setting our own boundaries because I do believe that birds of feather flock together. Probably the tribe that is listening to this right now, the feedback I've gotten, you know, we're kind of in the same. We're in the same boat. We're all sort of attracted to. So we want to do the right thing. We want to keep doing the right thing for everybody else. But what that does is you keep giving and you keep giving, and that's a can be a wonderful thing. But it's like going back to that whole thing of the airplane. You have to put your whatever oxygen or life vest or something on first before you go to help everybody else. So let's get really specific about how do you do it?
So first of all, particularly for people that use an agenda, maybe high executive, not everybody use the agenda, but if
Right.
you use an agenda, put in your agenda every day
Yeah.
blocks of self-care. And
Got it.
that's a non-negotiable. You can squeeze it. I don't know. I have a meeting at 10. They changed the meeting at 11. Can I do my self-care before?
Right.
Yes. You
Right.
can move it around, but you cannot take it off and you cannot pass it to another day. Every day you need some self-care.
And okay, so you've been very specific about that. And a lot of people lately with me have been very specific about that. So that seems to be a big message I'm supposed to get. Well, I broke my back at the end of last year. Have had recurring problems and I have a lot of theories now, thanks to you, on why a lot of that is happening. But one of the things is I now have to be on this recliner according to my acupuncturist, an hour in the morning and an hour at night. And I mean, I almost lost my mind. I was like, I don't have 2 hours to do. I mean, I was like, now I guess I'm just going to be a bat and just sleep upside down. Right. But what I tried to do was think of it instead as this is self care when I'm doing this thing upside down because it's like stretching my spine out. Right. So then I started, you kind of adapt. I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to have to do this, then maybe, I also can do my sit-ups like or my crunches because that's going to support my back. And then I was like, like this morning I have because I'm leaving on a huge trip tomorrow. So and it's a holiday season, et cetera. There's so much to do. And I was like, okay, but I have to still get some amount of self-care in because today I've got packed. And my day is like literally in 15-minute increments practically. So I thought, okay, what can I do even to do my red light therapy bed, right? Like I thought, okay, at least that will just keep my tension level reduced. So, what are some of the self care things? Because it's a very popular phrase these days, self care. What are some specific things that people can do, no matter where they are in the world or in life?
I love this question. And also, I love how you started the podcast that you said you have to be intentional with me. So, first of all,
Yes.
that is key. If you
Okay.
do things mindlessly, even self care is a nightmare. You
Right.
can book the most expensive and longest massage.
Oh, so
If
true.
during the massage you're thinking, oh my God, look at what happened. Oh, I have to do these. I haven't finished. Oh, and
Yes.
the kids and these and that. There, you're wasting time and money.
Right.
Sometimes it is
Totally.
to sit down and have a glass of water while you breathe and you're intentional about drinking that glass of water than
Yes.
doing a 90 minutes massage.
You're kind of giving me ideas. One of the other things that I've really tried to do, thanks to you, is focus on the breathing, like doing the box breathing, or like you breathe in 4, hold 4, and then like breathe out, and just how you do that just a few times, and how it really, really helps. So
Yeah.
even if you're drinking your water and doing your box breathing and holding your water, I don't know. Okay, but let's go back to the experts. So give us some other ideas.
So I would do, first of all, which I do ask some of my clients. I don't know if I've ever done it to you because you're really good with these things. But some of my clients, I ask them the first thing, because when we want to increase self care, when I tell people, let's increase self care, they're like, I have no time
I
for
knew it.
self,
Yeah. Right.
which
Right.
is fair. I know that nowadays, the pace of life and, the way we fill up our days. Sometimes people say, I wish I had 36 hours. I don't wish you had 36 hours
No,
because it
no.
would be
Yeah.
fuller. So
Yes.
you would still be packed in 36 hours. It's
Yes.
just a mindset.
Yes.
If someone asks you, how are you? And you don't say, I'm tired and overworked, you're almost embarrassed of saying
Oh,
that.
right. Because it's like you're not keeping up. It's sort of,
So less
it's like,
than 24 hours. If I could, I would give you 19 instead of
yeah,
24.
me too. And I'd have, 9 or 10 of them for sleeping so that I could just rejuvenate. But keep
Yeah.
going.
So one of the things I ask them is like, take a moment, sit down, take pen and paper, and write down things that you already do during the day
Yeah.
that you like, that you enjoy, and they feel like self care. So, for example, I don't know, there are people that really enjoy coffee. So, your morning coffee.
Right
How do you
here, baby. Yeah.
coffee? Do you have it running around? Do
Right.
you sometimes does it happen to you that you finish your coffee or you finish eating something and then you look at an empty plate or an empty cup and you don't even know when you ate it or when you drank it?
Well, 100%. But here's another thing too is trying to just be mindful just with the coffee. I'm trying to think in the last couple months, the last time I actually finished my coffee while it was still warm, like not hot, but warm, which I think says so much. And
Yes.
then the other thing that you made me think of when you were saying when was the last time you ate something and then like, oh my gosh, I don't even remember that, is another thing that a lot of us do is we take, especially at a certain age, we take vitamins and all that stuff. And I take like 1,000 of them for my immune system, all this stuff. Viola, that is not just like a one and done thing. And I can't tell you how many mornings I'm like, did I take my vitamins or not? Like I cannot even remember the basic stuff. So maybe this is part of the talk of start wherever you are, even if it's just your vitamins. Or the other thing I started doing is, and this sounds nuts, but you know, I have a son, like one of those Sonicare toothbrushes in it. I'm making this up, but like the thing goes for 2 minutes or something on different settings. And so sometimes when I'm in a rush, like maybe I only brush my teeth, I don't know, for a full minute. I don't have no idea really how long it is, but I mean, I got my teeth scrubbed. But what I've even been trying to do just to slow myself down a little bit is force myself to go through all the Sonic Care like 4 points or whatever, where it beeps.
Yes.
And it is amazing how impatient I am with the freaking Sonic Care.
Yes.
And I'm like, girl, this whole thing is supposed to last 2 minutes and you're acting like it's 40. So maybe it's just slowing down with brushing your teeth. Or as you say, like a glass of water or your vitamins, or you do this other thing. I remember only because I was traveling with you and I saw it. Like you do that gua facial thing, right? That
Yes.
like, okay, so tell people about that because I know it's like it's about lymphatic drainage, right? For your
Yeah.
face. And it's this like little stone kind of thing that looks like, and so tell everybody, because I think that would be another great place to start. I think it'd be another great self-care thing is something simple you could buy. You could just do it with your fingers, whatever. But how often do you do it and why do you do it?
And you know what is funny? When I used to teach how to do facial massage, when I used to work at Chanel, sometimes some clients or some sales assistant, they would tell me, Viola, but that takes so long. People don't have this amount of time. So I would just get my phone and
Yeah.
put a timer.
Yeah.
And in slightly over a minute, maybe a minute to 10 seconds, I could do a full massage in the face.
Isn't that amazing? In a
But
minute and
we
10 seconds.
Yeah, but we feel like, oh my God, I didn't have the time. And I think I've done it with you as well. But I always say to people sometimes when you feel like there's no self care in your day,
Right.
5 times a day, just breathe intentionally for 1 minute.
Wow.
It's such a short period of time. And at the same time, it's such a game changer
Yeah.
because it does soothe your nervous system there and then. So it has a
Yeah.
short term benefit.
Right.
But if you practice constantly every day, and maybe one day you do two, you do twice rather than 5 times,
Well, listen,
and
that's
another day
twice
you
more than you
forget.
were doing before. Yeah.
Messy action is better than no action.
Great quote. Messy
So
action is better than no action. Got it.
I love it. Did you know a new quote by Viola
I,
Murrone?
woman of many herbs. Okay. Yes. Okay. Messy action is better than no action. Viola Murrone of
Yes.
Herbs Incorporated. Got it. Okay.
And by the way, yeah, the other day I was saying honestly, and someone told me it's not honestly. It's
You know what it in the world of Viola Murrone, it is honestly and herbs. Okay. So,
Why'd
all
you
right.
put the H if you don't read it anyway?
That's
But let's
I'm
move
with
on.
you, love. I am with you. Although I've got bigger fish to fry lately, I am really with you, and that is what I think we should be
As soon as
spending
we
the
have
time on.
time, we do a grammar change to the English
Yeah,
language.
exactly. It is herbs and honestly. Okay, honestly, let's continue.
So honestly, if you do small little things throughout the day, you'll
Yeah,
be able to charge your battery
right.
more frequently. So that coffee, drink it intentionally.
Yeah.
That moment, stop and breathe deeply for just 1 minute.
Yes.
Think of something, even when you walk somewhere,
Right.
instead of killing yourself in your head with all the things you haven't done.
Right.
Think about something you're grateful for. Think
Right.
about something you have achieved, or just be in the present.
Right. Right.
Because if you think about it properly, depression really it's in the past, because you have
Right.
depression for something you have experienced or you have not achieved, and it's really in the past. And anxiety really it's in the future, it's
Right.
outside of your body, because it's not something, when you have anxiety it's not related to what you're doing this moment, is what
Yeah.
might not work.
Right. Right.
So the moment you tap in the present, depression and anxiety they don't have much of a space.
Right.
So sometimes if you feel overwhelmed, just take again a minute, 20 seconds, but
Yeah.
pick one of your senses. Like, I don't know, choose a color. I'm gonna look everything that is yellow around me, or just smell and try to, is there any smell, is there any smell around here?
Right.
If you're in the middle of a panic attack, don't use smell.
Oh, why?
Because oftentimes, when people have a panic
That's
attack or
cool.
an anxiety attack, you struggle to breathe. So, if you
Oh,
try to breathe deeply, you realize that it's not something that comes easy in that moment and
right.
might cause more anxiety, more panic.
And then one thing I want to say too, you made me think of this is like when you're having a panic attack. So I'm thinking back to, it's the holidays. As I've said now, I'm going out of town. So my daughter's got these Chriskins and all this stuff for school, right? So she's like, Mom, can we go to Sephora? Can we go to Target? Can we go to like all this like last minute kind of stuff? And so we did that on. Now there's a reason I don't go to the grocery store or go to Target and places like that, because I'm like a sticky fingers. Everything I'm like, oh, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. So the point I'm making is it was a Saturday, Target was packed. Bless us, we got a great parking spot. But it was total sensory overload. Then I started thinking, oh my gosh, I've got to get my Christmas stockings done. And my oldest son and his wife live in, how am I going to mail that stuff? How am I going to like, you start what starts in your head. And by the time we were going through checkout, my back really started killing me. Now I know why, because I realized I forgot to do some of my basic self-care stuff in the morning, my stretches and exercise that I was supposed to do, because I was doing other stuff. Totally forgot. So then my back is just totally compressed. And by the time I left Target, and I can't imagine that it was just all, I don't know, it just all felt like, of course, got in the car and I literally thought I was going to throw up. The pain was so bad. Now, I hadn't wrenched my back at Target. I hadn't, sometimes when you pick something up and you're like, ooh, that was not good. It was just this progression. So by the time I got home, I was literally like, oh my gosh, I'm going to throw up. Like to the point that I had to take Zofran, like the prescription nausea, because I was like, I got to take care of that. Then I got to take care of the back and the whole thing. The point I'm making is, to your point, you're talking about do 1 minute, do 5 minutes, and the mistake I made on Saturday was not taking the 20 minutes or even 10 to stretch my back and do my exercises because I didn't do those very most basic things. Towards the end of the day, I then was practically having a panic attack, totally freaked my poor daughter out, right? I was then like on my retraction thing, taking Zofran. I mean, I think it was a 3.5 hour period by the time I got to the point where I was just quasi back to normal, right? Think of if I had think of the difference. If I had just spent the 10 or 20 minutes in the morning and the payoff of the 3.5 hours, forget about the 3.5 hours, the time, but my anxiety, my daughter's anxiety, everybody around me that's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? What's going to happen? And then I'm thinking, how am I going to go on this trip? How am I going to and and I just really want to hit home that you've got to get in front of this stuff. If you don't get in front of it with these basic things and kind of take this podcast, maybe that everybody's listening to, as you're here for a reason, and this podcast, you're listening to this for a reason, and it found you at this time, is be mindful of, doing this preventive stuff before you go off the deep end like I did. It was just stupid what I let happen and totally controllable.
And two things.
Yeah.
One, yes, when you have to do something for your health, it's a non-negotiable.
Right.
Because then it's gonna go down so sour that
Yeah.
instead of the 20 minutes, you'll have to do 1 hour, 1.5 hours, or you're blocked for the rest of the day. You don't even know.
Right.
It could be
Right.
like really, really serious.
Well, that was me. I lost the rest of the night.
Yeah, we don't skip healthy things, particularly
Right.
if the doctor told you to do something, don't skip it.
Right. Right.
Second, you know what is really funny? You said that you were worried about material things.
Totally.
You were worried about, the presents and the things.
Yeah.
And you were worried about doing and acting.
Yep.
And you've had a problem where? In your lower back.
Yep.
The lower back is related to the root chakra,
Yep.
where all the material safety stays.
Oh, I didn't know. I know we've talked about the root chakra a lot, but I didn't realize it was a material thing where the material stuff stays.
The root chakra is really about safety, about material things, about the here and now, about the grounding, about the real world. So you're like, do I have a house? Do I have enough food? Is it safe to walk around here? Have I done everything I had to do? Otherwise, as a deadline and something is going to happen.
Right.
So in that moment, of course, you should have done your back things, but also
completely. And by the way, but this is the piece that frightens me, is that I had genuinely forgotten. Like I had genuinely got up and started the day. It wasn't like I was like, oh, I'm going to do it later. It just totally was. I was so distracted and so focused on trying to get everything done that was a really stupid thing. It just didn't even cross my radar till it was way too late.
Something else that you could have done.
Mm-hmm.
You could have done, if you had pen and paper or on your phone, just open a note. When you have the notes on the phone or you messages, whatever. And, I'm worried about the stockings. Get it out and write stockings for such and such and such. I'll take care of it when I arrive home. What does this do? First of all, when you write down things, you're more likely to achieve them.
Yes. Great point.
Second, we have so many things to do that we forget what we have to do. So if we write it down, we're more relaxed because inside of our head, we know that we didn't write it anywhere. So we're like, oh my God, I cannot forget. Right. The moment you write it down, you know that it's somewhere. You know that you're going to go home, open that document, and you have all the things written down.
Right. And that, by the way, in case anybody wants more on that subject, David Allen, who is amazing, the productivity guy, what is it called? Like eat that frog first or whatever. His whole thing is like our subconscious or whatever it is like a loyal dog. Like it's just going, don't forget. And it doesn't distinguish between don't forget the Christmas stocking and don't forget your passport. Right. Like it's, so if you write it down, you're right. Then you can say to yourself, nope, I got it there.
Yeah. Because this calms you down. Your head, because our subconscious, when you're like, oh, I can't believe my head is reminding, is your head wants you to be safe. Your
Right.
head wants you to be happy. So if
Right.
you forget something, your
Right.
head doesn't do it to hurt you. It's
Right.
actually, I always say to people, when something like this come up, just say thank you. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you for reminding me. I've
Yes.
got this. I'm going to do it tonight. I'm going
Yes.
to think about it tomorrow, because the intention inside is like when the mom goes to the children and goes like,
Right.
did you do your homework?
Right. And they're like,
The mom's not
yes. Yeah.
there to ruin their children afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
but she knows that if she doesn't tell them, the day after they're going to be in school and they're going to have problems.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
our head does. So first of
Yes.
all, thank you thought for coming. I've got you. I put you in the agenda. I put you in the notes. I'll do these at 10:30, whatever.
Right.
So this calms down your nervous system.
One other thing on that note, and I've been listening to a lot of Mel Robbins podcasts lately. And so I don't know if it came from her or it definitely was a woman who gave this advice. She wrote this book about it. It was like, if there's something that you can do in 2 minutes or less, like just go ahead and do it. And so I'm not saying don't write it down, but where I'm going with this is, my birthday was, a week or two ago, and I got a bunch of different flower bouquets and all this stuff. Well, now they're starting to die, and I keep passing them in my room, right? And so then finally I was just like, you dumb cluck, like take them and put them down. It's going to take you 1 minute maybe. And then I'm not going to every time go, oh my gosh, I got to get rid of those. Oh, those flowers are dying up, 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 up. Or like I keep in my office, I keep walking by this plant. I'm like, oh, the plant needs water. Finally, like yesterday, I was just like, water the freaking plant. Right. And so
Yeah.
sometimes when you get in that state, or like last week when I was getting in this whole spin again, thinking about, oh, I got it was like I just kind of sat down and sort of organizing some stuff in my closet that was like driving me crazy. Kind of needed to do it anyway for the trip, but sometimes just starting somewhere, like even in the middle, like, okay, yeah, watering the plant's not the most important thing, but I do believe that whatever that thing, that advice is, like action begets action or whatever, like an object in motion stays in motion. I do think sometimes you can kind of trick yourself. You're like, oh, let's just do the plant. And then you kind of do the plant, and then you toss out the flowers. Then you toss out the flowers. Then you're like, oh, I'm going to weed the garden a little bit. And then you're going to weed the garden. And then you're going to actually, do whatever it is. So, okay. So keep going. I like it.
100%. When something comes up, if you can do it in that moment, do
Yeah.
it. If
Yeah.
not, write it somewhere in
Yeah.
a list or in the agenda or
Yeah.
somewhere so that your mind feels safe and
Yeah.
satisfied.
And okay, I don't know if this is going to come up for anybody else listening. I'd be very curious if they put this in the comments. I would love it. Is the word safe keeps coming back to me lately. I keep hearing the word safe. Now, I will tell you, knock on wood, I've had a really safe life, right? Like, and I am so grateful for that. I'm not saying I haven't had close calls with certain things or whatever, but compared to most people, I mean, I've had a really safe life. But lately, that safe word, it keeps coming back to me as like, you have to feel safe. And I guess that's part of that whole root chakra thing,
Yeah.
right? And then when you don't feel safe, it's like your stomach is knotted up, and which is something that I keep having, right? Where my stomach keeps getting knotted up. And then I think, okay, I'm going to do my tapping exercise. I'm going to do my breathing exercise. I'm going to do my whatever it is. And then I kind of get it to subside. And then it starts back up again. But the word that keeps coming to me, and now you're saying it, is safe. What are some practical ways, if that resonates with people who are listening right now, that they can do to feel safe, or if they've got that knot in their stomach?
Let
What
me give you a deeper, not a deeper, like a bit more of a context on
Okay.
what you're saying. Because when we think about safety, for example, in this moment, I'm in the house and
Right.
nobody is here. So I'm relatively safe. My door
Right.
is closed. I live in an
Right.
area that, fortunately, there's no war and things around here.
Right.
So I'm safe.
Right. Right.
However, if I receive a text message or an email that upsets me,
Mm-hmm.
suddenly my body goes in fight or flight mode.
Right.
It doesn't matter if I'm not or I am safe. That little thing that tilts my nerves,
Like the trigger, right?
that little trigger, it's as if I have a lion next to me. It's the same thing. So when we talk about
Yeah.
safety, sometimes it's something as silly as a message that upsets us.
Mm-hmm.
As someone sending us, did you, I don't know, my husband sending me, did you buy the present for the kids? And me like, yes, I told you 1,000 times.
And we just go and we now.
Come.
So the other thing I've been listening to a lot of lately is I've been kind of going back to sort of like people that I've liked to listen to before. For some reason, well, probably because I'm watching my own YouTube numbers. For some reason, I've kind of gotten back into YouTube stuff. But there's some old school people on YouTube, like Louise Hay, who has passed away. But Hay House, right? She started Hay House, or Wayne Dyer, also passed away. And I love it. I told my girlfriend the other day, Julie, shout out, who listens to the podcast. I feel like I'm just channeling like older dead people, right? But that the things they all keep talking about are like, you get what you focus on. And, we all at times feel this overwhelm, and whether it's sense of not being safe, or our stomach hurts, or whatever our kind of chronic thing that shows up when we're not doing well. But one of the things I heard today for the first time on this Louise Hay thing, which I'd never heard, was this whole thing about like your blood circulating through your body. Obviously, even I know that blood circulates through your body. But to your point about the text, she was saying how like it's so important to just kind of be putting these good things and letting your like blood circulate through your body and kind of just help you and cleanse you. And she said, if you don't believe that, think of if all of a sudden somebody said something to your face that was an insult, your face would immediately flush. Like the blood would rush to your face. You would have a physical reaction. Or like you're saying, we all know that feeling when you get the text and your heart sinks, or you get angry, or whatever it is. So how do we just, because we're going to get those things, that's inevitable.
Yes.
But we can choose how we react to them. So what's like a baby step we can do just to get better at that? Because I feel like I keep trying. I don't know that I'm getting any better, but
Two things, easy, quick, and there's many things you can do, but two quick and easy things. One, we've mentioned it before, tap into the here and now.
Yeah.
So pick one of your senses and just realize where you are. Sometimes it's simply stand up, get a cup of water and drink it, and just focus on drinking and receiving a good energy from this water, and let it flow and feel it in your mouth. So
Yeah.
really be in the here and now. Because again, fear, unless you are in a life-threatening situation, and there you have to act. That's it. If it's a life-threatening situation, you have to act.
Yeah.
But if it's a life-threatening situation that your brain is imagining, like an email or, and these kind of stuff, then it's in the future again, or in the past. So the moment you tap into the present, you're able to calm down.
Right.
Or you can breathe. So there is one breathing technique that I love, which is the 5-5-7.
Okay.
And it's really built to soothe your nervous system. My company is called Feel and Heal Me, because the feel and heal is the opposite of the fight or flight.
Interesting. And sometimes, and let's face it, when the tiger's there, the last thing you want to do is feel the tiger's breath on your back. But sometimes you do have to just kind of sit with it and feel it, and then get out of your system. Okay, so tell us about the 5-5-7.
But oftentimes it's about feeling your body, feeling what happened inside of you, and that's how you can heal it. So if you stop, the 5-5-7 is basically you inhale in 5 seconds, then you hold in 5 seconds, and then you exhale in 7. Honestly, without age, when I feel really stressed, when I do the exhale part, I do it as long as I can do it.
And what is, because you're not, I mean, what is it about that makes that extra exhale? Is it because we have so much extra to just push out?
To say it in a super, super easy way, your body, the moment it realizes that you're breathing deeply and you're breathing intentionally, it realizes that there's no life-threatening situation. You
Yeah.
wouldn't be breathing deeply and slowly if you were next to a tiger. Or
Right.
maybe you would, but it's a little crazy.
You would be on drugs if you were. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
You'll be dead. And you're like,
Right.
okay, I'm just
Right.
accepting my fate.
Right. Right.
But that's the thing. So the moment your body realizes that you have the time to calm down, and let me tell you one more thing. Like one thing that you can all start doing this Christmas, particularly, Christmas holiday season. How everybody complains that during the holiday we eat a lot, we
Yeah.
feel heavy, then we feel bloated, we put on weight, la 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 la.
Right.
When you eat, take 1 minute of deep breaths before eating.
Oh my
Your
God.
body's gonna calm down.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be in fight or flight. When you're in fight or flight, so as easy as I can explain it, your nervous system has kind of two sides, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. The sympathetic is the fight or flight, the parasympathetic is the feel and heal. They cannot work at the same time. So you're either in life-threatening situation or you are in feel and heal. The feel and heal part sometimes is also called rest and digest, meaning that if you're tense, you cannot digest.
Right.
Why so many people are bloated all the time? Because
Right.
when we eat while we work. We eat while we think about
Right.
something. We eat agitated.
And that's a
There's
very and let's face it, that's a very American thing. They're amazing things, and I'm love it, a proud patriot. But that's a very American thing where we rush through everything. I mean, in France, maybe not everybody's having the 4-hour meals anymore, but it's a different. I mean, you are enjoying the culture. Like I was having lunch with a friend, and she was talking. She's Argentine, and she's talking about how, it's just a totally different world around meals and around eating, and it is not just to shove the stuff in your mouth. It's you're laughing and enjoying yourself and enjoying your friends and enjoying the food, and you're not just like in a drive-through
Yeah.
somewhere.
And you're happy and you're
Right.
relaxed and you talk about the food.
Right. Right.
So what
Right.
does it happen when you breathe deeply before the food? Not only you relax,
Right.
but you also have the time to let your body know
Yeah.
that you're about to digest something so that your body can be ready.
Right. Right.
What happens when your body's ready? If we start talking about food now, aren't we salivating more?
It's so crazy you said that because I was literally just in my mouth just going,
Yes.
you
But
know?
why? Because the first part of the digestion is in the mouth. I
Yeah.
always say that it's actually in the brain because the moment you
Yeah,
realize
you're
you're
right.
about to eat, that's the
Yeah.
very, very first step.
Yeah.
And then what do? We have more saliva. In the saliva, there
Yeah.
are more, I don't know how you pronounce it, enzymes.
Yeah. Enzyme. Yeah. That's one word you got
Right?
correct. Okay. Keep going.
So, thank you. Good for me.
I
And
had to say that. I had to do it that way. Keep
so
going.
you're more likely to digest properly what you're eating. The
Mhm.
next step is to chew properly.
Yeah.
Because you know how many people they're like, oh, I ate a salad, I don't know what, I'm bloated. But honey, if you take a salad, you're
Honey.
basically opening your stomach and you
Right.
throw the full salad in your stomach, but you can't digest it.
Right. No,
How can you digest it?
especially we can't digest it if our stomachs are already so constricted and like in a knot already. And
Yes.
so I think the message that I'm getting from you, which I have gotten 1,000 times before, and I'm going to just keep it as a reminder, because as Anthony Robbins says, repetition is the mother of skill.
Yeah.
It's like we have to just, and this is maybe a podcast that everybody should play once a month to just reset and just remind ourselves to breathe and to just focus on, even if you're taking your water or your vitamins, or you focus on one of your senses, or we just have to like calm our systems down, because we know that inflammation is a huge thing these days, right? And what you're saying will really assist with that, with just
100%.
bringing all that stuff down. Now, one thing I want to go back to, because I kind of cut you off, was when we were talking about that gua whatever stone, and you were talking about the lymphatic drainage. Talk about a little bit, because sometimes it might be a stretch for somebody to feel like who's not doing anything for themselves to then, okay, I'm going to now go to, the spa for an hour and a half. But like if you're doing just the lymphatic drainage just on your face, like what are the benefits of that? Could we say that, hey, listen, that's one of the senses of like touch? Could we say that it's like you can breathe while you do it? Is it releasing something? Like talk to us a little bit about what's happening with that.
I do breathe while I do it. I have
Yeah.
a breathing pattern that I do while I do my guasa. So for me, the benefit, of course, for the skin, if you
Right.
massage the skin, it's really good for the skin. You can do it with your hands,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you can do it with the guasa. I love the rose quartz one particularly
Got
because
it.
it also stimulates the collagen production.
The
I mean,
rose quartz one does.
not miraculous. You have to
No,
use
no.
it.
Yeah. 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 I
Practice.
get it.
Not like you look at it and suddenly something
Yeah.
changes. But
Yeah.
if you use it more frequently, regularly. Also, the sense of touch, like you said, and when you do it, like we were saying before, don't do that. The guas and like, oh my god, I have to go to work. I have to do it really quickly. Otherwise,
Right. Right.
it's
Right.
useless. Don't do it. At that point, leave the house is better.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I do, I always start from the center of my face and I
Yeah.
go outwards and upwards.
That's really important. So anybody who's listening to this on the podcast, and let's say you're just listening, go to YouTube, to our YouTube channel at the Prophet Goddess, and listen and watch it, because Viola's sort of like doing it as she goes.
When you go upwards, is because, let's be honest with each other,
Yeah.
the skin doesn't love gravity, no?
Yeah.
So we
Yes.
want to go
I'm
against
living proof of that. You
the
are
gravity.
not. I am absolutely living proof of that. Okay,
You
keep going.
laugh,
Okay.
but this is one of the several reasons why I don't run.
Come on. Okay. Are you okay? I
Because it gets your skin more soggy.
when you run,
Uh-huh. I don't run mainly because of the back and of the knees. I don't think it's good, at least for my body, for the back and for the knees, because of the impact.
oh my. Okay, well that's a
But
whole other podcast. All right, but okay. The
the
herb
second thing,
girl doesn't run because her skin's gonna sag. Okay, you got to see the
and also
facial
I don't
expression.
enjoy it. I always say to people, if you
There
ever
you go.
see me running, run the same direction. It's
Okay,
something.
got it. Somebody's on fire. Okay,
Yeah.
keep going. So you do that. So you
So
start in the
I
middle of your
start from
face,
the
and then
center of the face, and then I go upwards and
okay,
outwards. I exhale, and then I inhale while I go up.
on your jawline, basically.
And then I go up. The only place where I go downwards is here, nose around
Like
the
think like
face, where
those.
you have
Yeah,
those little lines
yeah.
around the face. And these, honestly, I don't even do it with my guasa. I do it with a jade roller.
Oh, now we got a jade roller in there. Okay, so everybody knows what to get me for Christmas because my daughter stole my guasa situation. Okay, so the guasa and the jade roller. Okay, got it. Oh, you know what? I could probably get both of those in Asia now that I'm thinking about it. I'm going to get
Oh,
me a real one.
yes,
Oh, yes,
absolutely.
yes, yes. Ooh,
They
okay,
have
maybe I'm.
amazing jade.
Oh, good. I'm going to do that. Okay. Anyway,
And then
so
you keep on going
yeah,
out. And here,
yeah.
look, even just with the hand, if you really stretch the upper, how do you call this, the
Eyebrow, an eyelid.
eyebrow, if you stretch it, look at the difference. If you can do it, if you practice on one eye only,
Yeah.
it does make a difference. Now I have to do it both sides, otherwise I'm going to look funny.
Oh my God. Well, what's looking funny is what's happening as you look into this screen, like you're doing your mirror. Okay. So that's okay. So that's probably something that you then have to focus. You're going to calm down. And what's interesting to me is when I do that, I realize like, God, my jaw is tense. Like you see all these points of tension.
Yes,
And
absolutely. Because
that's what's amazing.
the jaws, the muscles here, we do carry a lot of tension here.
Yeah.
Like you were saying before, when we feel an emotion, maybe you feel it in the stomach, maybe you feel it
Right.
in the heart, and oftentimes we clench the
Yeah.
jaws when we get nervous.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or like, or even when we sleep, a lot of times people have that
Yes.
same issue. Now, so let's go back to we've gotten some good tips. We know we have to take better care of ourselves, even if it's just in minutes at a time. Like join our tribe of, yes, we're going to, no matter what, take care of ourselves. What's something that we can do to just put this year to bed? I know what I like is to get a bunch of friends over, write out your stuff. You give them the paper and the pencil, and you just write out your stuff and like have like a burning ceremony in the fireplace, right? So you just, and I know you're big on writing things and then burning them. So is that what you'd recommend, or what's going to get or the biggest bang for the buck for our listeners so they can just be like, F this 2025, let's move on to like just release it. Just as Mel Robbins says, let them, like let it just night night.
I seen a memes on Instagram the other day. It was like me in 2020. 2021 is gonna be my
Okay.
year. Me in
Yeah.
2021. 2022 is
Oh,
gonna be
perfect.
my year.
That's my meme. That's my meme. Yes.
Hot. But I would do two things. One, I would write a list of all the things I have achieved.
Well, that's good. For the year? Okay.
The
Got it.
most important ones. The
Got it.
most important ones, remember, sometimes are not the biggest.
Yeah, you're right. Interesting. Yeah, it's a good point. Okay.
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 So things, either things you have achieved or things
Yeah.
you're grateful for or
Right.
both.
Got it.
That's like, it makes you feel, because sometimes we really focus on what's negative.
Yeah.
For sure, if you look back at the whole year, there's something you've done that was good.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
If you look at the whole year, there's something to be grateful for.
Yes.
So that's amazing.
Yes.
And then you can write a list of things that you want to improve. And don't go harsh on it. You don't suddenly want to become Olympic medal in
Right.
swimming or whatever. Suddenly you're like, okay, what is something that I wanted to do better?
Right.
This I wanted to do better. Okay, I'll try.
Yeah.
And last but not least, no New Year resolutions.
No New Year resolutions or KNOW.
Yes. No. No.
Okay.
No,
Why?
because when we do New Year resolution, we always go big and bold. And by February, everyone has given up. And by February, we're failures. And by February, our year is already going down.
Got it. Okay.
Have this list with you, what I want to improve, and keep an eye on this list every now and then. What can you do now? I want to do, I don't know, more smoothies. Do I
Yeah.
have a blender? Okay, I'm going to buy a blender.
Right. Good
Now
point.
I have a blender. I remember I wanted to do more smoothie. I bought a blender. Okay, let me buy some fruit and vegetables.
Or let me spend
Slowly.
10 minutes finding great recipes online like that. Yes, I get it. Perfect.
Exactly. So
These
one step
incremental
at a
pieces.
time. Have this list slowly every now and then. Check if you want to have a moment monthly when the moon is new.
Yeah.
New moon is great for new things. By the way, there's a new moon coming up in a few days. So look at the next new moon and maybe that's when you can start. And if you want a mantra,
Okay. I'm again with the freaking mantras. Everybody on YouTube, I mean, on my things. Okay. So,
one mantra that you like, that you enjoy, and write it somewhere so you don't forget it.
so you write it, you say it. What do you do with the mantra?
Yes. You
Okay.
remember, for example, for me, and I say it to all my clients, to all my friends all the time, my life mantra is you can do anything, but
Yep.
you cannot do
Do
everything.
everything. Right.
That's my life mantra. So sometimes when I get stuck, I'm a Virgo, so I'm a perfectionist, I'm an
Yeah.
overachiever. I always try to go big and bold. And sometimes I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I have 6 goals, put them down to 2.
Right.
I'm gonna do these 2 very well, and then I'll focus on the other ones if I can.
Now, you know what you're making me think of as a visual as we wrap this episode up is it's almost like all of us start at the top of the graph, like on January 1st, like with these super high like we're going to go from 0 to like, the top. And then inevitably what happens with gravity, you crash and go down pretty fast, right? Like you're saying by February. I mean, I would say by January 3rd for me. But instead, what I hear is you're saying we start at the opposite. We start where we are and build up incrementally. And that's kind of this other David Allen thing about boiling the frog, where you do these incremental things. So like, I'm going to be healthier. So one day is going to be by the blender. Then maybe it's going to be the recipes. And then maybe it's going to be just get spinach or something that you're going to put in it. And then just slowly, slowly, slowly. And before you know it, the frog is boiled, and it didn't feel like that much of a change.
Yes, and give yourself some grace. You wanted to buy a blender, you didn't. You're not a failure. Buy it now.
Right. Right. Right.
Okay,
Or
that's it.
ask
It's not
somebody to
like,
give it to you for Christmas.
yes, you're like, okay, I wanted to do this. I wrote it down on December
Right.
31st. It's January 10. I haven't done it.
Right.
It's okay. Do it January 11th.
Right. Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Even if someone listened to this podcast not exactly on December 31st, if it's June 5th today,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
okay.
Right. Right. You're getting
If you
them. I
need,
mean, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So whenever you're listening to this is when you're supposed to listen to it. It's when you need to hear it, and then go buy the blender. All right. Any other parting thoughts?
no, I would just remember like what we said. Like, remember, every day you're doing something that nourish your soul.
Yeah.
Do it, pay attention, do it intentionally.
Yes.
Love that moment. You have a minute, you have 2 minutes, enjoy these 2 minutes because they might charge you for an hour, 2 hours, three
Right.
hours.
Right.
Just
And
take
and
advantage.
yeah, and I love that. And the other thing too is be kind to yourself and how we talk to each other, and be kind in our heads about how we think and talk to other people. Like, at least for me.
You take things off my head because since the beginning I wanted to say something and keep on forgetting, and now that you
Yeah.
said the word kind, that's what I wanted to say.
Kind. Yeah.
Because you spoke about safety, you spoke about, recharging.
Yeah.
Funny enough, noticing other people's kindness
Yes.
makes us feel safe.
Oh, interesting. Going back right back to then that goes right back to the topic, which is invisible suffering, is like noticing you might not be able to see it, but that doesn't mean the person isn't struggling or doesn't see it. So give them an extra smile, compliment them on whatever.
Yes, practice kindness. When you receive kindness, really appreciate it.
Yes.
But really, really also learn how to notice kindness around you. Maybe you're walking and you see someone else opening the door to someone you don't even know.
Right. Right.
Nice, I've seen it. So
Right.
the more kindness we notice, the
Right.
more we realize that there is kindness in the
There
world.
absolutely is. And this goes to
We
the whole
are
thing. Yeah, there is.
we are wired to notice danger
Right.
because we used to live in caves,
Yeah.
and maybe you're noticing a beautiful flower and there's a saber-toothed tiger behind
Right.
you, so
Right.
that wasn't smart to be noticing the
Right.
flower.
Right. Right.
But nowadays we live in such a different world that we
Right.
do have the time to notice the flower.
Right.
So let's try to cool down a little bit this instinct of only noticing what is negative, only
Right.
noticing what may be a danger. And let's switch on these, look at these kind people. Look
Yes.
at this beautiful flower. Oh, I had time to drink my coffee and I realized that I drank it all. And I
Yeah.
enjoyed it and I've liked the taste. And when I finished, it was still warm. Good for me.
Yeah. Well, Viola, I love this. And for those of you who are not familiar with Viola, you have to go follow her on Instagram at feelandheal.me
.me. Yeah.
on Instagram. Okay. You can reach out to her. I mean, I've turned all my friends onto her. She does amazing stuff, even if it's just meeting you where you are and giving you a soft place to land. Because I think at the end of the day, whether you're a mom, an executive, all of the above, a partner, sister, daughter, whatever it is, we all need a soft place to land, and we all need to be kinder to ourselves and to others. So on that note, please follow one of the kindest, nicest people I know, Miss Viola, at feelandheal.me.
Thank you.
And I am Marley Major, and we are wrapping up another episode of Every Day's a Train Wreck. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel at The Prophet Goddess, please make sure you are. Please make sure you follow this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Every Day is a Train Wreck. You can find me on Instagram at The Party Goddess. Message us. We love it. Thanks for a year and a month of amazing podcasts. And we will see you guys in 2026. So thank you, Viola. Love you.
Thank you
Mean it.
so much. Thank you for having me.
Okay, we close it out. Ciao,
Bye.
ciao, guys. Bye.